a point. I want to make it a point. Bringing it back to what you guys mentioned before. Kenny Omega's finish is protected. You mentioned that the one wing angel, but we didn't really get confirmation on Roman Reigns' spear and how we felt about that. It is a commonly used finish. Edge has it as well. Spear versus spear at WrestleMania. But moving forward, I think that plays a little interesting branch in this tree of tribal chief versus cleaner. When we talk about Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns, where do we side on that right now?
So Kenny Omega's got to win that Impact title, right? And that will certainly help tip the scales in his favor.
Yeah, we were a week early. We're a week early
on that point, right? But in terms of finisher, I would raise you that it's not the spear so much as it is that Superman punch. Yeah. That Superman punch is his finish.
I didn't think of that. Okay, right.
That's what the
submission he's doing. He's got that new submission move too.
That's what's he calling it?
I think it's called like a guillotine or something. I don't know what he calls it.
Yeah, he's been using that shit.
But remember, the one thing about Roman Reigns is that he sets up routinely these finishers, right? So, and it only happens when he's about to end the match. And people rarely kick out of it. There have been moments in pay-per-views, but for the most part, he rarely kick out of it. That's why I can take that as a finisher. When you're talking about super kicking, when you have to hit 7 and that's still not your finisher, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But that's far too common. But to Vic's point previously, right? The tribal chief and the cleaner, they both have like really protected finishers, right? They've both been protected, I think, in the last couple of months. And I mean, you could argue Roman Reigns' entire career, right? Where they've been protected as performers.
Yes.
Roman Reigns has always been built up to be like the man in the WWE, right? AEW was just made for Kenny, it would seem, right? Because ever since day one, it always felt like that was going to be his, that's going to be his company.
But I would argue it wasn't until Don Callis that Kenny has been noticed. Because we've talked on here many times that it's been lackluster.
That's true.
Okay.
You're right.
Once he got that mouthpiece, once he got that Paul Heyman on his side and Don Callis, that's when the table has turned. And the same for Roman Reigns. Yep. Let's not forget. So that is the commonality between these two battling for the number one spot. They have the right manager at the right time in the right moment.
Joe, where are you leaning on this? Because we're seeing some good points here. JP made that great balancing point.
Baby. Come on now.
Let me tell you, I've been waiting. I've been like salivating for this topic because it's something that actually I really wanted to talk about. You have the two, quite honestly, two of the best or two of the top wrestlers today. You got Roman and Kenny, right? Now, both finishers they're great. Everybody goes crazy when, Kenny hits his finisher. Everybody goes crazy when Roman hits his finisher. But you have to think about all the other details outside of it, and despite the move itself. Which move do you think you would kick out of if you were to be, have both moves put on you? You're going to kick out of the spear before you're going to kick out of the one-wing angel, right?
I agree.
At least I think.
I agree wholeheartedly. I agree with that.
So who's selling the move better? Kenny's got a move that no one seems to be kicking out of. Roman's hitting a spear that other people hit, but we're comparing both moves right now. So who's selling it better?
One thing you have to mention, though, Roman Reigns sets up the spear with the Superman punch.
Roman Reigns flips. He adds a spin to it sometimes.
That's Bobby Lashley.
Lashley's got that little flip.
Roman has done that, though. Roman has flipped with it.
And then Bobby said, I'm the WWE champion.
I'm the champion now.
I will say, though,
here's the thing, too. You have Roman on once a week on SmackDown, right? That's his opportunity, not over to get his character over, but that's to build. So when he does hit his finisher, it's that wow factor. Like, oh my God, no one's kicking out. Kenny Omega is on Elevation now. He has the opportunity to go on Dark. He's on Impact. He's on AEW. He's on 4 times opposed to Roman being on 1. And to me, being on 4-1, you're failing right now.
Yeah.
He has the opportunity to drown Roman Reigns if they wanted to, because he's the cleaner. It's Kenny Omega. Everybody knows Kenny Omega, even if you're not a fan of AEW or New Japan. You know the name Kenny Omega, right?
Yeah.
He's on 4 times a week opposed to Roman on once, and we're comparing them right now. So who's really doing the better job?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Oversaturation is a problem. Talk to Dolph Ziggler about that shit.
Nah, he's fresh.
And he's cutting the same promo on Impact than he is on AEW. He's literally same thing every time.
But because like we said, nobody's people are not watching Impact, they're watching AEW, right?
So just run that back real quick. That shit you said yesterday, or just so somebody can hear.
Here's the difference. I think that Kenny needs Callis more for the mouthpiece, more than Reigns needs Heyman to speak nowadays. Reigns has gotten better with his promo, and Kenny's still playing catch up.
That's fair.
He's fresh.
I think it's also the personas that they're putting on, right? Like Kenny is supposedly this more nuanced villain, which I'm still not sure I buy 100%, but
yeah.
Roman keeps it like very meat and potatoes, which works. Which I think people put a lot into. Well, look at all the details. Screw all the details. I want something simple. If I'm sitting down after a long day's work, I don't need to sit there and count details.
Yeah, right. You also can see too, like Roman's with Heyman and Kenny's with Callis. The way that Kenny and Callis present themselves, they're side by side. They're a package. Wonderful. Roman makes it known that Heyman is behind him.
Yep.
You know? Yep. He's in charge. Now another thing too. Kenny Omega is not going to be as successful right now if it's not for Callis. If he's on his own, it's not going to work as well. But have you seen Paul Heyman involved in the Edge story yet?
Nope.
You would have put Heyman with the Usos and their own thing and let Roman handle his own business, still going to be the same.
Yeah. It's very interesting when you compare the way Roman and Heyman's relationship and the way they use each other compared to Heyman and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Right? Very different. Roman speaks for himself.
Yep.
Like you said, he's behind him. Even after, if you notice, every segment, he's behind Roman. I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And I don't think if Don Callis did the same for Kenny, I don't think Kenny could execute.
Nope. He needs Callis. He needs Callis to reiterate everything that he's saying.
I agree with everybody's point here tonight.
Little bitch. Pick a side.
But I will say that when they do face each other, Kenny's gonna beat the shit out of Roman Reigns.